Hi, and welcome to Someone Needs to Say It TV. I'm Emily here with Alex. Today we're going to be talking about the gay marriage issue potentially going in front of the Supreme Court. Alex, what is at stake for these LGBTQ plus Americans?
Okay, so this is another one of those big, way ahead of getting your cart way ahead of the horse type situations. If you read the articles or the headlines of these articles, they're all like, "This is a gay marriage is going in front of the Supreme Court." No, that's not true at all. It's total clickbait. It's a total thing to spook you and get everybody riled up. That's not it at all. I think it was back in 2015. There was a county clerk that worked in Kentucky. She refused to issue a marriage license to a couple on the grounds that she said it went against her own personal religious beliefs. That's what sparked this whole thing.
Right.
She ended up getting fined. I think it was like $100,000. So that's what sparked this situation. Well, so at this point, the Supreme Court on Friday, November 7th, had a closed door meeting.
Okay.
Of the justices of the Supreme Court, not a court case. There was no court case. There was no lawyers. There was none of that. It was the Supreme Court justices themselves meeting in a closed door meeting to talk about, hey, we allow the people that are trying to petition the Supreme Court to hear their case, because that is the way that the process works.
Yeah.
Should we allow them to bring their case to us, or do we not have the proper jurisdiction to see that case? Because if the lower court hasn't ruled on it, the Supreme Court is the supreme law of the land.
Yes.
And so you don't just have a grievance or an idea and then just immediately skip to the top. No, you go through the levels of the court system.
So do you know what they decided?
We don't. No, we don't know. So,
Okay.
so the actual meeting amongst the justices happened, like I said, Friday, November 7th. They haven't said what the outcome of that is, but regardless of what the outcome is, all it is going to be a, hey, yes, we should let them bring their case or bring their argument into a courtroom, or
Okay.
no, we shouldn't. So this by no means at all is anything that they say going to say, oh yeah, marriage is outlawed. That's not this. That.
What would happen if they do want to hear the case out, though?
If they say yes,
what would that process look like?
That we have, or if we think that they have a case that we're going to allow them to bring into the courtroom for us to hear, for them to argue, us to consider, that's all that it could be. So whether if they say no, they don't have the grounds to do it, then this case goes away, and they can try again later, or take it to a lower court. Or if they say yes, then they'll set up a court date for some time in the future. Not like tomorrow or anything like that, but they'll set up a court date in the future at some point and say, hey, yeah, you guys can bring whatever argument you have to us and what you have to say.
Okay.
And then go from there.
So what does this mean for the LGBTQ plus Americans?
Literally nothing.
Okay,
Literally nothing.
So they shouldn't be worried at all.
Not at all.
Great.
Not at all.
Okay.
There's a lot of people right now that are trying to take this as, oh, we're trying to use this to set things up.
I've been seeing a lot of spooky posts about how
what it is. I mean, think about the news these days. What does the news try to do? It tries to scare everybody.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, there's a bad storm coming. There's a hurricane coming. Go to the grocery store and buy out all the shelves, or this is happening. So it's the end of this, or it's all an excitement to try to scare people or to freak people out into action or because unfortunately
it's like a scare tactic, yeah.
100%, because a lot nowadays most people won't actually sit down and read the article. They'll just read the headline of the article and go with whatever it says. And say,
well, even taking a step further and not just reading the article, but fact-checking the article.
Find out who wrote that article. If you have an article that's written by a certain a left-leaning or right-leaning individual, think that article might be heavily biased to whatever side.
Yeah. So always check your sources, people.
I mean,
always.
My personal thing is, if I see an article about something, I personally don't want to just hear that one side of it. I'll read left side, right side. I'm a libertarian personally.
Same.
I want the least amount of government as possible interfering in my life. But if I read something that's far right based, okay, let me see what the left is saying about it.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, if you read both sides, normally it's probably somewhere in the middle where the truth actually is going to lie.
Exactly.
So right now they're saying, oh, gay marriage is on the chopping block and blah, 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 blah. No, it's an absolute bold-faced lie. They're just trying to...
Could this turn into an overturn? Could, if they did say yes and they did move forward with it and it went through the process, could this potentially be at risk for gay marriage?
No, that's not what happened at all. What happened with, if you look into, like I said, 2015 is when it happened. I don't remember the lady's name.
K.
Kim
It
something.
begins with a K.
Yeah, Kim something. I can't remember her name off the top of my head. She got fined $100,000 for not issuing a marriage license to that couple because of the grounds of her religion. All of this would all that could happen from this argument is them saying, "Hey, you have to recognize."
Okay,
marriage."
so it sounds
it's
like
by
they're just
by
going
no
after
means-
her in a way. Like,
Yeah, the procedures of the policy. Yeah.
okay. So if Donald Trump is he behind this?
He has absolutely nothing to do with
Okay.
this. This was a state's issue. She was a county clerk in Kentucky. This is not a national program. She's not a federal employee. She made based off her own personal beliefs in the state of Kentucky, and she was a county clerk, and she got sued for it. And could something later on down the road happen to gay marriage because this started people talking about something? Possibly. But
Yeah.
anything could start about anything just because people start.
I just don't want to see them overturn that rule from 2015. I can't think of. I'm
Well,
having
I
a
mean,
total brain fart right now. But the elder something like that be
that was the
that I don't want to see that
you
get
can't
overturned.
discriminate. That the Oberfels versus I can't remember the other person's name.
Yeah.
That was that you can't discriminate against a same-sex couple and deny them a marriage certificate.
Yeah.
That's all that was.
I would hate to see that
By no
overturned.
means that, hey, gay people can't get married anymore.
Yeah.
By no means. That's if somebody's telling you that, that's so far from the truth. That's absolutely incorrect.
So it sounds like what's going on here is there's a process, right? This.
Right.
And a lot of people are jumping the process and coming up with their own solutions, saying gay marriage is going to be taken away.
Oh, they're just taking something that has something to do with gay marriage and totally blowing it out of proportion and saying, "Hey, this is the end of LGBTQ rights, and they're gonna outlaw same-sex marriage, and gay people are gonna be whatever." It's a total clickbait, knee-jerk reaction. That's not happening. Could it happen in the future? Yeah, but marriage was not allowed before, and then it became allowed.
Yeah.
So like,
Hopefully it doesn't
this is
happen in
us-
the future,
hence
but
why do we create this channel? So we could talk about
Yes.
stuff, so that we could try to affect change, good or fix things that are bad.
do
Try-
you
try to
believe that
improve
this
things.
should
So,
be
like, whatever the outcome is? If people start talking about this, if you call your congressman, if you talk to your friends, if you
Yes.
talk to like-minded individuals, that's how you get things changed. The legalization of marijuana. How did that happen? It used to be illegal all over.
Oh, yeah.
All 50 states. What happened? Certain states said, "Hey, no, we want to have weed, marijuana legalized in our state." Now look at it. Like, what, states or something? More than half the states.
Well,
have
didn't they
legalized
say
marijuana.
about the gay marriage they're leaving it up to the states? Or that could be a potential thing? I think I read a little something about that. I'm not sure
not
if it was
sure
true or not,
about
so I
that. I don't
don't
like to
want
speak-
anybody to quote me on it.
Yeah, I don't
If
speak
you
to
don't
things
know
that
about that,
that
yeah.
I
If you don't know about that, then
for
I don't
sure.
want to go
But
in depth
even if
about
they
that.
did, I'm not opposed to that. I like the least amount of the federal government
Yes.
telling me what to do in my personal life, because this is the thing, and I know it might be unpopular for the person that doesn't agree with specific laws, but in my mind, if you want to live a certain way, if you want to have certain rules, live in the state that aligns most with you. I don't like paying state income tax, so you know what? I live in a
Yeah.
state that doesn't have state income tax. Texas doesn't have state income tax. I like living here.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
a
want
good
them taking-
point.
I mean, what did Indiana before I joined the Army, right? When I first joined the Army, they took more money out of my paycheck for state
The state tax,
Indiana
yeah.
state tax,
I remember
because they
paying that.
took the state income tax, and that's what they supposedly paid for education from. I was an 18-year-old kid joining the Army. I didn't have kids. I wasn't even going to live in the state.
Yeah.
I wasn't a fan of, and I actually paid almost more, if not more, money in Indiana state sales or income tax than I did from federal tax.
That's
So it's
insane.
like-
I remember my state tax being pretty high, and
But
I
you know
just
what I
worked
did?
at Steak and Shake.
And you know what I did? As soon as I got to Texas to Fort Hood, I changed my residency and I became a Texas state resident. And guess what I did? Didn't pay state sales tax or
Yeah.
income tax anymore. So that's kind of like with it. Like, yeah, I know probably not so popular for the person. It's like, oh, so I got to leave to go to another state. The same thing with abortion. If you don't like the laws of the state that you're in as far as abortion,
But
no,
it's not so easy for people to get up and
I
move,
understand that.
and
I understand, and it's tough.
it is.
It's tough,
But it
at
can
the
happen,
same time,
y'all.
like,
It can. There
there's
are
other ways to
resources
do
out
it. Get
there.
out there and talk to your congressman. Rally. Go out there and talk to people and try to give
Yeah.
them your point of view so that they can hear what you have to say. And if you can influence enough people to agree with you, you can change laws. That's how our entire system is designed.
Yeah.
Is to change things. I mean,
And I feel like there's
things have
so many
changed many,
people
many
out there
times.
now that are not just Republican or Democrat. A lot of them are libertarians. I mean,
I think
the majority of people I talk to identify as a libertarian.
now that they know what it was, but for the long time,
Before,
it was like
nobody
they
knew
tried
what
to
it was.
hide that
Yeah,
from
they
everybody.
did.
They thought that you had to be one or the other. You had to
No.
be either this or that.
I'm in the middle. I
Yeah.
believe in some Democratic views and I believe in some Republican views. I'm not a conservative. I'm liberal. I
I like a
identify
couple
as
things from both
libertarian.
sides.
Yes.
I think I don't even like calling myself a libertarian. I like to call myself a realist.
That actually would
Common
make more sense.
sensus,
I
you
like
know,
that better,
common
actually.
sensus,
Yeah.
but I'm not going to pick a party just because of, oh, well, they have a couple more things that I like from this party than I do from this party, so I'm just going to go with this. I can't get behind all the things that Republicans and
Oh,
conservatives
yeah.
say. I can't get behind a lot of the things that Democrats and liberals say.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that there's good things on both sides.
Yeah.
But my thing is, why do we have to be tied to two things? Why can't we talk like adults and make decisions that are good for everybody?
Because I've talked, so the past couple days I've made quite a few videos on our TikTok channel. And let me tell you, the amount of liberals I got to engage in were just very angry and
Oh,
very hateful.
They won't listen to nothing.
And
it's their way or the highway.
It really, really sucks. Because I want to have a conversation with somebody, and you would be surprised how much we actually have in common.
If we just
like
stop
if
and talk
we
and listen to each
just
other.
listen.
And maybe you're right. Change my mind.
Yeah, I'm an
opposed to
open
that.
book, y'all. I
That's
don't
how we're going to grow
exactly.
people if we start working together and actually, because we used to debate about stuff. We used to talk about. We had
Oh,
debate, we had
debates were. I had
class.
debate class.
That was the actual part
Yes.
of school was debate class. But now it's like if you have differing views, you hate each other. It's like,
Yeah, and you storm off or leave the
oh, he's
room,
an
and
idiot. That's
crying
right,
happens.
Right.
Why- it's
wild.
not okay.
It's
Why
wild.
can't
It's
we
wild.
have a normal political conversation? We can agree to disagree at the end of the day and still
And maybe
get
that's
along.
where it
I
turns
have a
out.
lot of friends who are Democrats. I have a lot of friends who
For
are
sure.
Republicans.
I don't have to like everything.
And I have a lot of friends who voted for Trump. I have a lot of friends who voted for Kamala.
Right.
And I don't judge them or look at them any different.
I will say this though, I lost a lot more friends because I voted for Trump.
Me too. Me
Than
too.
That I lost for agreeing with the left on certain
Same.
ideas or concepts.
I've
I
never
can't think of
lost.
one person off the top of my head that said, "Oh, you agree with things that people on the left say?" Because I do think that there's some common sense things. That they
Yeah.
have. But none of my friends on the right were like, "Oh, I can't be your friend." defriend me,
Same,
defriend me,
yeah.
disown me, block me, and move on. I'm like one.
I had one guy on my TikTok who made a video in regards to my video, and I looked at one of his videos, and he made it very clear that if you voted for Trump, he wants nothing to do with you. You are the enemy. You are not his friend. And I can't believe that.
For the longest time, I thought that the left preached the party of tolerance, of understanding.
Me too.
What happened to that?
I'm not sure.
I think and I'm not trying to talk mess about either side, but I feel like the left has changed very much so. Very much so.
Yeah.
Even just the last 10 years, let alone from
I
the
just
Bill-
wish
the Bill
we could
Clinton
all
days
just have a
and
conversation,
the
and
conversation.
unfortunately,
Why is that so hard?
it's too hard. If you're on the left or the right, you can't have a
If you can't
conversation
be
anymore.
emotionally mature enough to have a conversation to discuss a topic that directly affects you and basically your first,
You voted for
and,
Trump.
like,
You voted for this.
so you're dead to me. Like what?
I don't
Hey,
know.
how about we have a conversation and you change my mind so that next time I vote for something else?
Yeah, maybe I'll vote for your belief. You know, I mean,
If you're right, I mean, I'd learn. I'd love to learn why what I was thinking was the right answer is not necessarily the best route. But
yeah.
I don't know. Times have changed, but hence why we started this channel, so that hopefully we can bring up some concepts and ideas that are, I mean, they affect us all.
Maybe we
Or
can
not,
find
this
some
is the life
common
that we have to
ground or
live in,
something.
and find some type of common ground that's going to be good for everybody. 'Cause we're not always
Exactly.
going to agree on it.
No,
But
absolutely
at
not.
the end of the day, like, we're not, our days are numbered.
Mm-hmm.
We're not getting any younger. I want our country, our world
To be
be
better
a
for our
place
children.
for our kids.
Yeah.
And hopefully, even if it's not perfect for them, hopefully they have that same drive and tenacity to try to make it better for their kids.
But yeah, we need change. We need solutions to this whole circling back to this whole LGBTQ plus.
Government shutdown thing. Why is it that for 45 days you guys can't come up with any agreement on how to figure out how to start our government and fix a couple little issues?
Well,
That's insane.
didn't even open back up to feed the people.
Oh wait, okay. Well, I'm glad you brought that up because so many people have been talking in the comments about the SNAP stuff and all that stuff. Do you guys realize that them shutting down the government, no money would have went out? And hey, like Trump or not, he got it so that 65% of the benefits for SNAP recipients was allocated out. So hey, you didn't get 100% of your allocation, but you got. And hey, like him or not, that was President Trump's doing. President Trump made that happen so that you got 65% of the benefit amount.
Didn't he dip into like emergency war or something?
Contingency operation funds.
Yeah, wasn't that what he got it from?
That and they paid the military when the military wasn't going to get paid.
Wow.
Like, this is ridiculous. Like, y'all, if this doesn't incite a feeling inside of you, like these guys are getting paid to be our representatives in Washington, and they can't government for almost 2 full months over
for 41.7 million people.
You guys are holding the government over subsidies for healthcare that's not even due right now, for one, and two, it's over subsidies for people that aren't even supposed to be here, that aren't even supposed to be collecting benefits that you claim weren't. Enough is enough. We need to start calling a spade and telling the truth, because this is bull. Man, it should piss you guys off. Pardon my language. But I'm mad at I'm about tired of reading it. If any of my family members get hurt during this holiday season because of the government shutdown and the lack of personnel being there at the airports to ensure safety.
Yeah, you got air control.
Every single one of the politicians' hands. And shame on you. I call a spade a spade. The Democrats, you guys are the ones holding this up. And hey, shame on you. That's all I got to say about that.
But yeah, I guess we'll wrap that up, and we'll see you guys next time.
We'll do a follow-up.
Yeah, y'all have a great time.
See you later.